Episode number 79.
Yep.
In the world of podcastery, we are almost at the big 8-0.
Yep. And you know what that means?
I'm really not sure. What does it mean?
We're octogenarian podcasters.
Yes, we are. We were hoping to make 8 episodes, and now we're almost at 80.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And you know why that is? Because we are surrounded by so much awesome music in Hamilton, Ontario.
Yep.
Live from Boxo Studio, this is Barber Shop Podcast, the last, first, and middle word in live music from Hamilton, Ontario, bringing it to you worldwide in high definition and high fidelity. The good stuff coming every Wednesday live on Justin TV and on our website, barbershoppodcast.com. Ryan Cannon, I know you are thrilled about tonight's show.
Of course I am.
You called me like 7 times. So you're like,
I couldn't wait.
Are they there
I was
yet?
up all night. I was just so excited.
There were some cold sweats going on. No, I'm thrilled. Episode 13, back when we were only 4 episodes into our video experiment.
Yep.
Which, by the way, has turned out quite lovely now. I think it's looking pretty pro, don't you?
Yeah, we've come a long way since then. We're not using the PlayStation Eye camera anymore. We actually bought real cameras.
Yes, we did. Slowly, but episode 13, we had Tommygunn in the studio, and he came in with Kirk Douglas, and they talked about life in Hamilton growing up, rock and roll, the influence, how he was grabbed and captured, his rich family tradition, and the kind of craziness and the musical stew that he got to swim around in each and every day of his life, and had just recorded an awesome CD, Georgie Fab and some smoking players on it, and he brought it and played it and asked him about gigs, and he's kind of, man, I'm kind of putting together the band I want to put together, but I got to come back on the show. I got to come back on the show when I got that happening. And guess what, Ryan?
What?
Tonight it's happening. Tonight it's happening.
It's
Tommy,
about time.
It is about time. So, without further ado, let me introduce you to Tommygunn, the revered gentleman that he's put together now, a cast of true Hamilton hounds. First of all, we'll start with Mr. Tommy Grasley. How you doing, Tom?
Good, my brother. How about yourself?
Oh, very good. So pleased to have you in the studio tonight.
So pleased to be here, Kevin.
And you brought your murderers with you, and I'm going to introduce them one at a time. Ludger Bourassa,
hey,
how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing great.
You know what? You always do, and that's one of the things I love about Ludger is he's got a smile on his face. And this is probably the first show we've done in what, Ryan? 10 months where we've actually, it's summer. It's here. Yeah. The weather's here.
Oh, yeah.
And I got one question for you, Ludger. How many days till Christmas?
210.
200 days. That's not someone.
He's got it.
He loves Christmas more than Ludger Bourassa. Oh, thank you.
You know, Kevin, I call him Sire because he's king of the Les Paul.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
it's true.
Definitely he is.
But he's still Les Paulian, but you bought yourself a new toy. I'm sure we'll talk about that, in short order. But we'll go to the other mugs in this band. Bob Barnes, how you doing, Bob?
Not bad, Kevin.
Good, wonderful. I'm sure it's everything it was cracked down to be.
Oh, yeah.
It is. It's great. You guys get to look at the Iverwood Stadium, stolen right off of Balsam Ave, carried past cops who aren't getting paid enough to really say anything about it. It was fun for everyone. And Chris Mills has come in, and he's going to give us the heartbeat that is this band, Tommygunn. Come in and tell the story. How you doing, brother?
I'm good.
Good. I'm glad you could come and join the madness with us.
I'm glad to be here.
Good. And you brought Al Thompson along with you. I guess you tried to leave him at home, but he was really fast and caught up with the car.
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to miss it. No,
I was hooked up to a chain.
Al's a gamer. He's
you can see a jacket. It's all torn.
I just said that's the kind of guy.
Gotta wear the leather.
So
man.
That's what we want in this band is we want a little sticking power and we want a little bit of savagery. And that's what you got. You guys played Barber Shop Podcast, Dirty Rock and Roll Showcase. We put together every month at the Casbah, corner of King and Queen in Hamilton, Ontario. Brody puts on a good show. Great sound system there.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah,
great bands. It was awesome.
So once a month we brought people in, and the first one was a Dirty Rock and Roll Showcase, and you guys stepped right up to the plate. There was 6 bands in there. It was a great night.
That was awesome. Varga closing the night was
that was by the secret.
bonus.
Yeah, sneaking that in the door there. It's like if you want to go home early, you can go home early.
That's right.
But we promise if you stick around, it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, and it
Great.
was, man. They killed it for sure. Joey and Dan, and they're so talented.
I had 4 people go, man. They were so good in the day, and they're better now.
Yeah.
And it's true because like none of us are spring chickens anymore, right? But it's like
you wouldn't know it.
the
Dan
passion
Fila?
doesn't go
Wow.
away, and the knowledge grows, right?
Yeah,
so as
for
long as
sure.
you can still handle the rigors of the lifestyle, you're good to go. Okay, so talk about putting the band together. You've got this crew right now. Talk about say, okay, I want to put together.
Well, this
I
is
bet
pretty
it
much
is.
our anniversary too. Like we've been together for about a year now.
Yeah.
That's a new tune.
Yeah,
And, it all just came together really kind of wham.
yeah.
You know, we had some additions.
But I mean, you saying I know the player I want, like Ludger, for example. I wanted a guitar player who can, who gets it, who loves the music for starters. I
yeah,
guess,
for
right?
sure. Definitely. But wasn't really what, it was very important that he was good, obviously.
Yeah.
But more important to me was the chemistry of all these guys. They all have big hearts,
Yeah.
and that's what works. There's no big egos. It's like all for one and one for all.
No, it's true. It's
Yeah,
true.
and that's really a big key to the bonding, togetherness, and then the magic.
Yeah. And I was thinking about with hockey, music and sports are a lot alike. That in a band or a team, there's often one guy who thinks it's his job just to show up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And the intrinsic things is how you work with your brothers.
That's right.
And it's like that is the big thing, right? It's a family after all, right?
For sure.
And Ludger, I remember the excitement you had when you were like you heard the CD and they're like, you want to play in this band, and you're like, fucking right, I want to play in this band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and fuck does
The
he
great
ever.
sounding CD when I heard it, it was like, whoa,
Yeah.
for sure.
So what was it about the music? What did it hark back to or make you feel? And what did you love about the Tommygunn music?
I liked that it was fresh sounding. You know what I mean? It was not a rip off of this or that. It was like Tommygunn music. It was like a rock sound with a little bit of darkness to it, and it was just a good sounding. And the CD quality itself was something that took me. And like, if we could get a group of guys to make that our sound on stage
live.
sound like that,
Yeah.
then let's do it for sure. For sure.
For sure. And Bob, I remember seeing you at open stages and things. We were running over every once in a while at waltzes and that. But you were when you started playing with the band. Were you pretty jacked about that? Or?
Oh yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I'd heard these terms years ago, but when Tom came up with that CD mix, that was killer.
Yeah.
I heard that. It's like, yeah, this is where I want to be for sure.
Devil's in the details sometimes, right? Because you have to do something to tickle people to get them go, okay, and we'll talk about this, about getting people out, getting people excited and building your fan base and the excitement, because you live it, and so you experience it. And it's funny, if you go to your job, you get tired of your job after a while, but it never gets tired when you're going out and playing live music.
Fresh and exciting every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it never gets tired.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
so like if you have a tiring day and you're like, I don't know if I can go out, I'm tired. Go out
Yeah,
because that
man.
will
Lift your spirits,
Lift your
for sure,
spirits. It'll
brother,
bring
for
you
sure.
back. And
Community.
live music. All right, Chris. What about you? Did they kind of do the chain gang with you and hit you over the head and drag you?
No, I enjoy it too. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
I've been a musician most of my life as well.
Always a drummer, or did you play a bunch of different things?
Guitar, a little bit of keyboard, some harmonica, just about anything I pick up, I try to play.
Oh, a fancy guy, eh? Knows a bit of everything.
Falsetto?
Yeah, someone that can play high.
yeah.
Someone who's not a 30 smoke a day smoker.
Yeah.
I was a
We had to get those two in there.
I smoked for over 20 years.
And he kicks ass on the drums, bro. He really does.
Oh yeah.
Fabulous drummer.
No, I was blown away. It was great,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was like tough company. A lot of great drummers that night, but you acquitted yourself very nicely. And now Thompson, you've been playing for a long time. So was this something you wanted to get your meat hooks into?
Oh, it was cool. I got an email from Tom after a previous band I was in, and I went, "Wow, man, the tunes are great." It caught my ear right away, and I said, "It's originality." Like Luge was saying, it had that feel and it had that grasp. When I heard it, I went, "I'm in." So we went to rehearsal and took it from there, and I stuck with it.
Total bottom end.
We've been trying to get rid of him, but
he won't go.
It's that chain. It's hooked there, and I think it's welded.
Awesome. Well, we want to get a little flavor. One of the things we love here about Barber Shop Podcast, it's here at Boxo Studio, so we can run up a little mix for the people to hear. And you've done us a favor. You are a powerful electrical rock and roll band. You love plexis and stacks and big drum kits, and it's like the stage show is part of it. Well, it's huge, right? Yes. And having that bigger than life experience, but the songs are still the songs. They come from the nut, right? And if you can sing around a kitchen table, that's where these songs are born.
For sure.
And you're gonna let everyone see, hey, just because we're a rock and roll band, we can absolutely bring it to you intimate. So Definitely. We're gonna do a very classic Barbershop Podcast version of some Tommygunn music for you tonight. Whenever you're ready, bro.
All right. One Time.
Okay, One Time.
This one's called One Time, and this is our drummer Chris's favorite song. He's the single guy in the band.
Whoa, only one single guy in the band.
Memory. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Way to go, boys, to rock and roll song about, well, if I have to tell you that Nickelback is a little too subtle for you, it's an awesome thing. Rock and roll, right from the heart, right in the gut. That's how it's got to be delivered, right?
For sure. Man.
So you're working your ass off. I got to say that you guys are gigging lots. You're getting out there. You're playing a lot. What is, if anything, any great little stories, experiences over the last year? That you can talk about. That you can talk about.
It's like that thing, when in Vegas.
Yeah, I'm realizing that. I guess that was code when he said there was one single guy.
We did a cool session, just about 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
About a month ago, in Fort Erie.
In Fort Erie, at a place called Sessions on the River, and it's really cool. It's kind of set up like this, only a little different. It's got a 50-person room that people come in and see, and you perform live, and the drums are in behind the glass, and he records it and puts it out there. So check it out.
There's a little bar there.
Out front there's a little bar. It's a cool place to go. And
I think it's a great idea. I think more of that, and I think that is the future for sure. To be able to have both a live experience and that close to a live experience of the people who can't get out. But,
it's like this. It's like live stream. That's great. I love this.
Yeah, it's crazy, eh?
This is going to be our next story that we tell.
Exactly, down the line. And you're starting to play out in Toronto and here and there everywhere. Spread. And tell me about the Hamilton connection, because I'm a big supporter of Hamilton music, and I think that the guys who do well, who leave Hamilton, they always wear that tattoo, that badge.
No doubt.
It's like, I'm here, but this is where I'm from. Yeah. So tell me about that. Tell me about the Hamilton influence on you. Luge, I've known you for quite a while. Tell me about what Hamilton music's kind of been,
well, you got
what it's taught
solid
you.
people,
man.
Hamilton
when you started hanging out with guys like Wilson and Peddler and and the Saddest, and you go to a bar and you see these guys just hanging out there.
Joey Varga.
I was just at a Stag and Do the other day, and
these are bands that are like Hamilton. Half the people in Hamilton have no idea how huge they are in other parts of the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And even there's great bands in Hamilton like RFU. They're a great band, and
I just see
BNR, another great band. Sinburn.
Just seen them for the first time.
Calling King Snakes. There's so many. Like I could sit here for an hour and name off bands that we've even gone to support. You know what I mean? Because we're all in this together.
That's right.
So we go in and support other bands, and they're great. You know what I mean? They're great, man. Yeah. And we want to take it on the road.
Yeah, exactly.
The sounds of Hamilton, you know what I mean?
I agree 100%.
Two great bands. Three
world class.
Great bands. Yeah, for sure.
World class, music. It's
and cool people, too.
And that's it. The people who are involved in music tend to be in it for the right reason, because it ain't the money and it ain't the fame, right? So why are you doing it? What do you mean? I don't know how much you're making. I'm doing okay.
I'm doing. That's what Kelly J said. He's been in this business for 30 years. He's made hundreds of dollars.
Opposed to thousands and millions.
Well, Crowbar would get paid large, but they'd spend twice as much as what they got paid, sort of thing.
And that's the life, right? That's part of it.
Sure. Love of the music.
Do it and getting out there and coming back, crying for the right reason, I like to say, right?
That's where the stories come from.
Yeah, exactly. if you run out of stories, it's time to die. Yeah. You really need to keep racking them up.
And we got a real exciting video coming up, Kevin. We've shot.
I heard.
Yeah, man.
Complete Hamilton.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
It's ultimate. Tim Dashwood is the cinematographer. He's a fabulous dude. And, we got Kelly J in the can. We have Tom Wilson now in the can. And we have the band. And we have archive footage. It's all going to be thrown in there together and shabam.
Tell your little story.
Yeah,
it's good, man, because
man,
it's like, great. And these are all these things. That's great about songwriting. We touched about songwriting, talk about songwriting. These are some great songs that have some great content in them, and a lot of them are very Hamiltonian,
Oh, for sure.
You know that, and we'll be touching on some of them later on. But I want to go to one of these songs off of the CD. Tommygunn CD, which is still available
everywhere now.
Dr. Diz, Cheapies, Crash Landing. Great people at Crash Landing, man.
iTunes, Spotify, you name it. It's
Tommygunn, and you're looking for it. It's all capitals. TOMMYGUNN, one word all together. Tommygunn, because it's a fairly popular name. We ran into that with Captain Easy.
Yeah, but actually, tell you a little quick story. Tim Dashwood, who's doing our videos, he told me he was in LA Music and he ran into Tommygunn, the porn star. And he said to him, hey, and he knows him, and he said to him, you know what, I'm doing a video for a Hamilton band called Tommygunn. And he says to him, can I be in it?
But he wants $5,000. And I don't want to know what else he wants to do.
Yeah, exactly. Beep, beep, beep.
Oh, so let's play something off of this kick-ass CD. The first one we're going to play, I guess, is Life is Easy.
Sure.
Which is, I guess, something that we all aspire to, right?
Yeah, the answer is love.
Love. Makes it all worthwhile, right? You can make it hard, you can make it easy. Hey, I'll leave it there. BarbershopPodcast.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tommygunn!
Said life was easy, was quite the fool. Always being fed with the silver spoon. Never knowing stresses of getting out of messes, and never having to freak out. Whoever said life is hard is someone you can't trust. He always listens while he's willing to discuss. Never compromising or ever criticizing, and always looking out for you.
Life is easy if you laugh, then you have a good time, right? And we're bringing it to you each and every week at barbershoppodcast.com. Here with Tommygunn in the studio tonight. Everyone is up and rocking and rolling. All right, I want to go around. I remember asking you, so who are your influences, okay? And again, I want you to say one band that was like, that shaped me totally. And then if anyone still rocks your world today. And it could be the same band or a band's been around but is still kicking it. Or it could be anyone local that someone maybe needs to hear about. Or if it's someone like Monster Truck, for example, who's broken it. And it's like, okay, here's a real rock and roll from Hamilton that people from around the world are getting a taste of. So I'll start again with you, Tommy. Who set the hook?
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin hit hook with you. And
locally, you know, Crowbar, my father.
Yeah.
Tom Wilson, Junkhouse, and Jack Pedler, Teenage Head, you know, local.
The heroes. Yeah. You're taking all the good ones.
But I've known them since I was 10 years old, so I guess it's not really fair.
How about you, Luge?
Ace really was my number one influence all the way. He's that lick,
yeah. And I'm telling you something about the Spaceman and that Les Paul triple pickup with the. It was just when you were 10 years old. That was the shit, was it not?
That was the shit. Smoking.
The howitzer on the end of it.
Yeah, for sure, it was great.
Yeah. And how about someone that if someone's listening to this, you know, what's a band from around here that someone?
Oh, I almost forgot. Ray Materik.
How can I forget? Amazing stuff.
Go ahead.
Wow, there's so many from around here.
And you won't be slighting everyone if you say someone over someone else. Just someone you kind of watched that band and went, you know what, they're great. And I know every week you see like 10 of them.
You know who my favorite band is of all time in Hamilton that not all time because I mean it's too bad and all that. But Down Boy really fucking
they do it for you.
I love Down Boy. They're great. Yeah, man. They just smoke.
The same way I saw their name a bunch of times, and I'm like, that's how I should check them out. And then one day they were playing, I think Hollywood, and I went in and went, fuck yeah, they're the shit. They're
good band. I seen them when the first time I seen them was at the Underground when the Underground opened. They were on the first show, with the Sadies and they just blew me away that night. And from that time on, it was...
Yeah.
It just rocked me.
Right on. Bob, who was the band that made you want to be a musician when you were like that?
Oh, the biggest one probably Boston. I was really into Eagles back in the day as well. There was tons of bands.
There was, because FM radio was FM radio, and we
exactly,
got a lot of great music.
Yeah.
Like none of this shit today, like stuff that we all have huge record collections because we bought albums because they played cuts from the albums, right?
Exactly, yeah.
People would invest in 10 or 12 songs instead of one song.
Right.
And everyone bought singles back when you just AM radio, hit radio, that was the age of 45.
CKOC.
And why did album sales take off? Why did we buy albums? Because it was like we got to see the depth, in the music.
Sure.
Yes, and how about around town? Who's kind of
pretty much everything that Tom named. Top Dead Center, I really dig their stuff.
They kick ass.
Forgotten Rebels, I don't know. There's lots.
You covered the bases there.
Oh yeah.
Chris, what was one of the early bands when you're in like grade 4, 5, 6? Where it's like.
Well, the band that made me decide I wanted to play music was Kiss.
Yeah.
Nice. But the biggest band that influenced me and I modeled myself after was Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And anyone around town? Yeah. No, you like them all?
Pretty much covered them all. I mean,
Sometimes the guys at the end of the line, they got more time to think, right? So by the time we get to them, it's like, who's someone that none of these bastards are going to say?
Like Google. Like Jerry Doucette.
Yeah.
Deuce is loose.
Cool
The Deuce is loose. Al, who was your...
Well, Kiss, right in the beginning. Right straight to Black Sabbath. Yeah. Black Sabbath, Geezer Butler, forever.
And you knew you wanted to play bass, like right off the bat?
Yes, played bass right in the beginning. Started off with 2 strings, actually, on a cheap old Hofner bass that I smashed. Kiss was a huge influence with that fact, but after a while it was guitar. that came in. And then went back to bass where Sabbath came into play. And then Ozzy, when Randy Rhoads came aboard, boom.
Yeah.
Oh, it just blew me away.
Yeah.
And just then I stuck with Sabbath, but Ozzy just followed through because Randy was just...
I remember,
the deal.
Like, people remember where they were when Henderson scored. They remember where they were when Kennedy was shot. Like, I remember where and I didn't hang out at this guy's house very much, but I remember exactly where I was when I heard Blizzard of Oz for the very first time.
Yeah,
and people don't, and people kind of remember, oh yeah, as a footnote, but no. And I can remember it was like right kind of after Zeppelin put out their last album, so they were this thing that was kind of dying, and who was going to be the next? Kind of the Gunners did that in the 80s too, right? But at this time, like the late 80s, but at this time when that Ozzy Osbourne first solo album came out, it was really game changer, wasn't it?
Yeah. Unbelievable. It just changed the whole deal. With that guitar player at it, along with the other musicians, Bob Daly, Lee Kerslake. It was just...
was the first time I heard that album. It wasn't even the album. I was in Hamlin Place buying Triumph tickets. And I was in the hall, and I heard it. And it was Randy Rhoads.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in the show, but it was like, wow. The next day I went and bought the album, and I was like, wow.
Yeah. This is right off the Foreigner song.
Oh,
hey, Jukebox Hero.
Yeah. Big time.
And ever since then, Randy's right up there.
Van Halen was like that too.
Yeah. I never heard anything
and for me,
that,
Toys in the Attic. Like,
I
like them all, but that was the one that, 2112.
There you go. It was right up in that line.
Yeah. It's all these things. Boom, boom, boom.
That's about the same time we started smoking marijuana.
You know what's coincidental?
I don't know.
And the fellatio and all.
I knew it was healthy for us.
The marijuana.
15 or something.
It was a social experiment. I think we passed. Right?
Yeah.
The results are in. All right, you're going to do another live one for us.
Sure.
We're going to do it, and bringing it in here. I'm doing it kitchen party style. And we come back after that. We'll do a bit of chat, and then we'll play a little video, I think, of you guys rocking it so you can see them live, what they do. But you're doing something special for us here. So you're going to do another original Tommygunn song. What you got cooked up?
We're going to do No Justice, Just Us.
This is a song about what's going on in the world, about the truth. It's from Tommygunn, barbershoppodcast.com. Tommygunn, right here at barbershop.podcast.com.
1, 2, 3, 4. Only you and I can help the world to change. No governmental bureaucratic shit to arrange. A million children dying, famine and disease. What do we have to do to bring these pricks to their knees? It's a shame, a shame. No way to turn back time. And you know, no justice. They're just yours and mine. No justice, just us. One by one, we can make a difference, you know. Peace, love, the power of forgiveness. Man, the hippies had it right. Power to the people. That's you.
That's the real Tommygunn right here from Hamilton, Ontario.
That was our pregnant pause.
It was
Whatever that was.
That,
We wanted to
that
hear
was
Kevin in this
extremely
song.
pregnant.
Yes.
I was thrusting my efforts. So I want you guys to each share a Mean Street story with me. Growing up in this town, like not everyone did. I moved here when I was 18, but I've spent more of my life here than I haven't. You know, so I got lots of Hamilton stories. But there's I was looking at our demographics the other day, and although the overwhelming number of fans that we have on Facebook anyway are from Hamilton, you know, there's a bunch from the Niagara region, a bunch from Toronto, and spread out all across Canada, and a bunch in Europe. So there's quite a number of people who aren't from Hamilton and only kind of have a, I don't know what the media offers them up for Hamilton right now. But, you know, there's obviously something that happened that would be unique to this town. Something that flashes to your mind that kind of paints a really clear picture of what this town's about. Something that happened to you at some point in your life.
Okay. I think I was like 22, 23 years old, and I was at the Moose Lodge for a stag party. And everybody
there was no stag and doves back then.
No, it was a stag. It was a stag, you know, the ball and chain, throw them down the stairs, the whole bit, right? So we're at this stag, and a couple of my friends chose to go across the street. At that time, Double Rinks, the Rock Pile was the bar there in Dallas. Dallas,
yeah.
You know, yeah.
So the hip there.
Yeah, so they went there to check out some chicks or whatever, right? Because it was a stag we were at, right? Well, they come back all punched out. So, you know, they had a problem with someone in the bar. You know, they're going to go, they're all punched out, right? So I go, well, let's go. I mean, there's a bunch of us. Let's go, you know, investigate and take care of this, right? I got one foot in the door. It was all the bouncers and Johnny Canine. And Johnny Canine gave me an uppercut, lifted me right off the ground. I landed on my ass.
I'm sure you were storming in.
My jaw was like, right? I looked at my friend and I smashed him because he didn't tell me like that it was the bouncers. I thought it was, you know, somebody in the bar. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
Johnny Canine almost broke my jaw. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Right as soon as he got out of WWF too, like he was fucking, you know.
That was before his second career as a
the streets of Hamilton.
Yeah, I tell you. Lou J, how about you? You know, something that's like you kind of still shaking your head about that you can tell.
My life in Hamilton has just been. I don't know. I never had like beat up memories like that.
Memories like that. But
alcohol's a funny thing.
For me, walking
for me
in the like 80s and 90s, and when Hess Street wasn't
what it is now.
You get punched out for being you. But I remember walking along Hess Street and all the way over to Amigos at that
Queen,
point, right? Yeah. And you could walk up there, and you could go in the Gown and Gavel, and you could go up into their stairs, and there'd be
I even went on the roof when Guitar Mikey was there one
exactly.
night. Like, I was on the roof.
Everywhere there was little rooms with bands going everywhere.
It was like some magical castle, and there was no bouncer telling you couldn't go up there.
It was great.
Because everybody was so cool.
People were cool.
Yeah.
People were cool, man. It was really cool.
Cool bar.
Smoking packed into a fucking little room smaller than this.
Yeah.
With a band.
And with a full amps.
Wow.
It was great. That was days.
Yeah, I remember, and being an interloper, being a young man, and those kind of experiences.
Like the Mermaids was good too. Was it there?
Yeah.
And it was
like I didn't know you wanted a good experience.
No, it's the end. No, memorable.
Good experience. I
Memorable.
got so many, man. Like I love this town.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You asked for a bad one. It's kind of bad. But I got so many more good ones. It's not funny.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Bob, you know, I know you must have one or two.
I've got nothing. You know what I got? I got stories of me as a shit disturber when I was a kid.
You got a million vacations.
Music was your escape, right?
Set scrap bed mattresses on fire. That was in Barton High School.
That was
Park
you.
There. That was me. That was
Fuck.
Yeah.
We were the guys that were going, you fucker!
And you know what? Every bloody thing I did as a kid, somebody saw me.
Everybody.
Every fucking time.
You're a bad criminal. You know?
Yeah.
Which is a blessing.
I guess. Yeah.
Were you a good boy when you were young, or were you
Me?
Yeah.
I got in fights all the time.
Right on.
He's a Hamilton boy.
Another guy like that. I was a little bully.
Yeah. So the drummer thing is true, right? It's just like a
Bam Bam. We call it Bam Bam.
Bam,
He
yeah.
needs
That's
that
an
fucking-
instigator.
take your frustrations
Bammer
out on
slammer.
something inanimate.
Yeah.
Make it happen. How about Al?
I am new to Hamilton.
What about one?
Oh,
your
from my hometown,
No. Yeah, Miramichi. I'm sure.
Miramichi, yes, New Brunswick, badass, really bad.
Yeah, and that part of New Brunswick is
it's
renowned.
home of the Fighting Irishmen, actually,
Yes.
and it's just homeville of UFC. All you do is you go in at a bar, you have a good drink, you look at a few people, you pick them out, and you give her.
Yeah.
That means fight.
Yeah.
And it's
Tommy would get along down there pretty easy.
Tommy would fit right in. The only thing I'd have to do is take my leash off, put it on him, tie him up, and say, "Whoa,
Yeah.
you know."
Cool.
Yeah, no.
Cool. I don't know, Ryan. I think I want to roll a video. We're going to roll up a video. You talked about sessions on the river, and again, we're talking about what we're doing right here, which is simulcasting music live. Right from the early days when they invented records and tapes, what did they record? Well, the voice got tired of it. Music. It was music and television. And it's always been there. And so here we have a new age where it can be, the internet can bring it to people. It can bring it to them live. And what they're doing down in Fort Erie, I think, is great. So set the people up for what they're going to see. Here.
Oh, it's an awesome place. Like, wow. I was just blown away, honestly. I think the whole band was, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And Chris Curry down there.
He's great. Chris is
fabulous,
fantastic.
Man. Fabulous,
He's a great
man.
guy, yeah.
And, it was a great show. We had to travel to Fort Erie, you know what I mean? We'd much rather be here with you, Kevin. Because this is our home.
We got our own
baby.
spin on it,
Yeah,
but I
man.
think it's great. But
it's a fabulous place, for sure.
We get
It's
to hear
very,
you in
very
your
cool.
full rocking glory. Which if you get a chance to see Tommygunn do it, it's a good time.
Yeah.
And rock and roll.
Come get your rock on.
Get
for
your
sure.
rock on. So here's a little bit of Tommygunn from Sessions on the River from BarbershopPodcast.com.
Welcome to Ready We're Rolling, as we showcase exciting new talent recorded live in front of a studio audience and broadcast across the World Wide Web from Sessions on the River in Fort Erie, Ontario. Ready? We're rolling.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sessions on the River right here in Fort Erie, Ontario. We are live in the studio and we have an ultimate showcase for you tonight. Our featured showcase tonight is all the way from Steel Town, Hamilton, Ontario. Any other Steel Town fans out there? Yeah, up in the VIP section. We love it. Okay, it is time to unleash the hounds. Put your hands together for Tommygunn.
Thank you very much. We're from Hamilton, baby.
BarbershopPodcast.com here with Tommygunn, bringing it to you live from Boxo Studio on Justin TV. I want to give a shout out to some of the people who support the show. We've got, who do we want to start with, Ryan? Let's start with Where Heads Meet. You know, we got to thank James over at Where Heads Meet at on Ottawa Street. You're going to be just south of Cannon on your east side. You'll see his sign. He's got a shop packed with great stuff, interesting materials, lots of science going on there, lots of literature. He's got some cool guitars and instruments on the wall. He's got art, he's got books. It's like a good place to hang out. If you want a place to get your stuff, get it at Where Heads Meet on Ottawa Street in Hamilton, Ontario.
162 Ottawa Street North.
162 Ottawa Street North, or look for them. Facebook, Google, Where Heads Meet, Hamilton, Ontario. And also shout out to our good friend Glenn Brown, Velvet Brown, drummer and music teacher, all-around great guy, and editor, publisher of Greater Hamilton Musician Magazine. He's a great supporter of the arts and of music in Hamilton, Ontario. If you get a chance to pick up a hard copy, it's available at a lot of the shops down on James Street. Look on his website, Greater Hamilton Musician Magazine. Google it. Thank goodness they've got that ability now. Yeah. And one final little shout out to our good friends there, our friend Maggie at Canadian Artists. Help me out here, Ryan. Maggie makes like the best transfers.
She absolutely does.
And she did a Barber Shop podcast. She only had double XL, you know, so they're like really super tight on me and Ryan being larger of the large men. But
she's a nice girl.
She's a nice girl. You see, get a hold of barbershoppodcast.com. Fix you up. Look at us on any of the social medias. So let's talk about that. You know, it's a new era. You don't have a, you've got your support, but you got to do a lot of stuff yourself. And promoting the band and advancing the band. Tell me about what you're doing with social media and how you promote the band now, and where people can find out about you and follow you.
Well, it's a real team effort, and we're on Facebook, of course. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Reverb Nation.
.com, Wix.com is really close.
Yeah, we're going to launch our website really soon.
Yeah.
But Facebook, we'd like to say hi to everybody on Facebook, all our fans out there, JP. And I'd like to say hi to Rock and Roll Wood Reggie Storm.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing a show with
Reggie's
us.
our guy.
We love Reggie.
Yeah.
And Line. And, there's tons of people out there. We just want to share our love and say thanks for the support and keep sending messages and come to the shows. And
come to the show, because we love you here because there's no egos. You know, it's like everything's done for the right reason, and they're good people and sending off positive vibes. If you want to go somewhere, there's none of this coming. Nobody punches each other out at a Tommygunn show.
Not yet.
No, not yet. Just the women getting to the front of the stage, right? Regular basis. Yeah. So you think you're ready to spin another one live and personal?
We're going to tell you where we're playing since we're talking
might
about
as
that.
well. Let's get that out of there.
Well, June 5th, we're going to be at Lee's Palace in Toronto. So all our Toronto friends, come on out. We know our friends who designed Love Bone Apparel.
Paul Pirouet, he's got to come
They're going to be coming out, and lots of Toronto people. It's going to be a great show.
Lee's Palace, what a classic.
What a venue!
Show.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. We're going to bring everything we got to make Hamilton proud in Toronto, no question about it. And then we're back in Hamilton on the 14th at Homegrown Hamilton, and with Ardent and the Chairs. It's going to be a great show. And
right there at King William Street in Hamilton. We'll go down. I won't give them too many details till they're one of our great sponsors. But
we're going to have Rock and Roll Wood Reggie Storm on the piano,
Reggie's
on the patio with his acoustic. Come down and sing Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog with Reggie, man.
No, Homegrown Hamilton, King William Street. It's a great place. They've come a long way. You go in there during the day, they got food, they got coffee. You go in the evening, they have beer. Yeah. They've built the stage and made it they're wheelchair accessible. Yeah, awesome. The people in there, again, are friendly, and they're doing things for the right reason.
And they have the awesomest copy place right down.
Yeah, Copy Dog.
Copy Dog.
Do all our stuff.
We just got some bunch of stuff done right there.
Sure.
Right on.
It's a community, and it's awesome.
It's a very cool community.
I grew up in small towns, and I'm looking at I just thought the other day, because I got kids now, and I'm thinking, this is like Sesame Street, I remember looking at it was a city. All these Muppets were in a fucking city, and I lived in the country. And now that I'm old, it's like I get to live in the city.
And there's 3 cool bars right there. There's Homegrown Hamilton, there's the Baltimore House, and Absinthe. They're all right there.
Yeah.
And
very cool.
That could be a big partying spot. That whole.
I'm sure it'll all fill up and down. Within a few years, it'll be from John, James, and
definitely
all
a
the
scene,
way up. Yeah,
for sure. Definitely a scene.
Get your butt down to Hamilton, Ontario. Catch some live music.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, spin one up for us.
Me.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You were right for me. I made a lot of mistakes in my life, trying to make you happy. I couldn't get it right, and I got tired of seeing you frown, Such a pretty smile, I want to see it once in a while. You were right for me. You were right for me.
That was that one.
Sweet, nailed it right on the head, and that's good. You know, that one. I remember listening to that. That would hit home for me. I don't know. Probably all of us have had one of those loves in our life,
for sure, brother.
and felt it. And it's nice because you do a little healing every time you sing that song. You do a little healing for yourself. You do a healing for me. You do a little bit of healing for everyone who's felt that.
Oh, thank you, Kevin.
And and again, and this is a little bit part of the magic of what Tommygunn's about. You go in with any kind of preconceptions. And it ties in with your music. It's evocative. If you like the bands that we talked about, if you like that kind of music, it's going to appeal to you. But it's not cliche. It don't sound like...
Click. I guess we're finished singing. The performance is done.
I didn't know you got a sound effects box there, Ryan. Like, what's going on? Did you sample that?
Yeah, that was my bad. That was the sampler. That wasn't Ludger at all.
But as I was saying so poignantly before the comedy break, it's real music and it's to the heart. And sometimes when you're playing rock and roll, that gets overshadowed, right? Because the show's big, you know, and you want the show to be big. But there's some important words that are in there, right? Because I think that's part of the reason why you're in the band. If you're singing about your chick in your car, you know, it goes so far. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
There,
for sure.
So the future of Tommygunn and what you see, you know, rolling down the road, it's a process to be realistic and to be a convicted, you know, dreamer with conviction.
Well, with any personal growth, you have to persevere the pain. You know? Yeah, that's it.
Convert it, you know,
and make it positive, man.
Yes, if there's a reaction. So if you internalize that and you try to put that in a box, it's going to go somewhere. You know, it's pushing something else out of your life. And you know, each and every, you know, I get genres in here, things, you know, like even the hip hop guys come in here. I tell them after the bat, hey, I was a rock guy. Didn't know a lot about. Tell me about it. You know, at the end of it, you know, it's like I'm appreciative and I got an understanding. Yeah, because those old defenses are down. Right?
And there's some great hip hop artists in Hamilton. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, like
all kinds of music.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Detox and you know.
Lots.
There's a few,
I've managed. Our good friend Quentin. Quentin knows a thing or two about Detox, doesn't he? Didn't he work on that, Ryan?
I'm pretty sure that was him.
I'm
pretty sure that was Quentin. Think Tank Studios.
Yeah, and I tell you, so
shout out
to our good friend Q in there. Yeah. But if you got a style of music and you look in your playlist. Anything that you like in there's something better. It's like if you like a hamburger because you go to McDonald's, go to like Jack and Lois, or go to a place, Chuck's, or that makes a real hamburger. And the same with music. I think in a lot of cases, if you like that, that's great. That's your starter kit. Now go and find some real music. Make, like not Chef Boyardee spaghetti, but you go and get,
exactly the real deal. The real deal.
So let's talk about the real deal.
Tommygunn is the real deal.
Tommygunn is the real deal. Hamilton's the real deal. We got some stories and some history, and one of them's about Evelyn Dick. And and I want to spin the first tune I listened to off the album because I have a daughter named Evelyn, so I'm curious. And I started listening to it. It's like, okay. And I think anyone who's been in a band in Hamilton, if they haven't done a song about it, they've considered it because the subject matter is phenomenal.
Yeah. Nationwide, 1946, and in through the States, it was like international, big, huge story. Like, Evelyn Dick and
the femme fatale.
Yes, yes.
Oh, what do you?
Yes.
The Hamilton.
She's Steel City Siren. That's what she is.
Yeah, that blew me away when I heard that. That caught me in the band too when I heard that song and I heard that
Steel City Siren with a heart of stone.
Oh, that was like wow.
Coming up roses through flesh and bone. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that caught me. There was a lot of lyrics in the
Now, and wordsmithing is important, especially because as a lyricist and you're working on a cadence. It's like I got a lot to say, but I got 9 syllables to say it in.
I like to thank my father because my father kind of helped write
Mr. Sonny Del Rio.
Yes, Sonny Del Rio.
Probably Canada's greatest sax player.
And so gifted as a lyric writer.
Intelligent guy.
Yeah, for sure.
It's all
huge
good
influence.
stuff. That's for sure. It's good.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to give you a little taste of Evelyn right here. Barbershop Podcast.com.
Yeehaw.
BarbershopPodcast.com. That's Evelyn from Tommygunn. Tommygunn in the studio this Wednesday night, each and every Wednesday night, bringing you the very best of Hamilton music, Hamilton musicians. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you in the studio.
Been a blast.
Final words. What's going on? Who you want to say hi to?
I like to give a shout out to TNA.
Who doesn't?
And Dave Beatty at our new rehearsal home, QED Media, 205 Cannon. Dave's great people.
Yeah, great place to rehearse too.
We rehearse there. We're also going to be doing a video shoot there, and we need about 20 or 30 people to come out and party and be in the video. So hit us up on Facebook if you want to come. You're more than welcome.
Right on.
For sure.
Right on.
QED Media.
Yeah,
Dave
the old
Beatty.
Nethercott Lee dealership there.
That's right.
On
Yeah,
Cannon.
that's right.
Yeah, remember the old
Volkswagen,
days. Yeah. We all remember. We're oldies. How about you, Luge? Anyone you want to say hi to? Anything you got to
Hi,
get
Mom!
off your chest? There you go. She's stuck with you
hi,
all
Mom.
the days.
She's out there, right?
And my sister Lori.
Right on. Bob, thanks for coming
Kids,
out.
Danielle and Jeffrey.
That's good. Had a good time, Chris.
Give a shout out to Deb.
Everyone, rock and roll, music in your heart. Al Thompson.
Shout out to Jen and Trin. Right
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
There you
Thank
go.
you very much.
Now this is on the interweb forever and ever. You'll never
June
be this
5th, Lee's Palace. Come on out, check it out.
Toronto,
Bring your rocks
Ontario.
on, man. I'll buy you a drink.
There you go.
There
You heard it.
First
You heard
24
it.
people got a drink.
Until you train me dry.
First 24.
You heard it here at Barbershop Podcast. See you next week.
Thanks, Kevin.
Trip